Hello, Wizards! Welcome back to this week's edition of the Windsor Weekly News. I'm Caeden Becker.
And I'm Emma Younger. Thanks as always for joining us today. February is Career Technical Student Organization Month, so we will be highlighting a different organization each week of this month. Today we will be looking at the FBLA Club here at WHS.
FBLA stands for Future Business Leaders of America and focuses on preparing students for careers in business. Through FBLA, students can compete in regional, state, and national business competitions while developing leadership skills that will help them be successful in business-related occupations.
We talked with FBLA co-president Peyton Schumann and asked him about the advantages of taking business classes and being a part of FBLA.
It's an organization that's run through high schools all across the nation, and it provides opportunities for community service, and in many schools you'll be able to put on events through FBLA for the school. And the biggest thing that people look for in FBLA, though, is the competition. You get to go to multiple different conferences and meet people from across the district or the state or even the national level, and you get to compete in just a whole bunch of different events. There are just test events, and then there's speaking events, and there's mixes of those too. So there's lots of different things that you can do with it. I've been able to do a lot of community service, especially last year with my chapter that I was in, and I've also just gained a lot of experiences with networking with people that I don't know and being comfortable in a room with people that I'm not familiar with.
And how do you hope FBLA helps you in the future as you go into your career and get out of high school?
I am considering pursuing a business career in the future, so it's helped me a lot. Like, I've been able to explore new interests such as sports marketing, which is what I did last year.
The FBLA district competition was last week, and the Wizard Nation had a good showing. Congrats to Kelly Burden, Peyton Schumann, Emma Schumerman, Grace Kramer, Zach Fendley, Jordan Patch, Gabby Krebs, and Kyla Zern, who placed in their events and qualified for state.
Those students will be competing in the state FBLA competition in April. Next week we will be highlighting the skills training classes as well as the FFA club, so stay tuned for that.
Last Thursday, we had the opportunity to listen to Collin Kartchner speak about the negative effects of social media.
Mr. Kartchner started the Save the Kids campaign in 2018 to express the negative effects that social media has on children's mental and emotional health. He has been speaking all across the country since then. We talked to Mr. Kartchner and asked him what students should take away from his presentation.
We're coming to an assembly talking to high school kids about something that they're all dealing with mostly, and that's just, screen time, social media, and how to rise above any of the negativity on there, how to use it for good, how to use the technology to go, impact the world in a positive way. I think a lot of times kids get sucked into just the constant negative sides of the social media, the comparison and the throwing shade at each other and just the negativity that social media has turned us into. And so it's more of a fun message about like what has technology done to us and the good and bad ways, and how can we change it and how we use it for good as a tool. I want the kids to remember when they leave just how much fun they had and this feeling of connection again. A lot of kids after assemblies are like, that was the first time I've laughed in a long time or felt connected or hugged my friend. And so I want them when they leave just to feel like, let's go be humans again. You walk on the hallways and half the kids are just staring at their phones, and because it's easy and it's less risky than talking to people. I want them to leave here and be kids again, be humans.
We don't have school tomorrow or Monday.
Yeah!
Last week, students also had a four-day weekend. However, teachers still had to come to work on Friday. We asked some teachers what they did during their teacher workday, and here's what they said.
What are you going to be doing on your teacher workday this Friday?
Teacher work.
Oh, incredible. On Friday, I'm really excited because they've offered us some training sessions on some social emotional wellness that we can implement for students. It kind of goes along with the speaker that we have on Thursday, so I think I'm excited about that. And then I get to collaborate with my department, and we get to look over the new scope and sequence for our new classes that we're going to offer for next year.
Well, first we're going to team build over breakfast burritos. And I bring my own sour cream because sometimes they're a little too spicy. And then we're going to be coached on advisory, so your life's gonna get better. And I don't know what else I signed up for. I really don't. It's gonna be a surprise, 50-50 chance I'll shower that day. But I think the highlight is the burritos.
Pretty much eating some breakfast burritos, potentially making some TikToks, and getting some work done.
Well, I know I'll be hunting wolverines during my four-day weekend. Emma, what are you going to be doing?
Sounds like I'll be hunting wolverine hunters.
All right, Emma, I'd love to see it.
Oh, Becker, you know I'm only kidding. Unless... Anyways, thank you for joining us on this week's edition of the Wizard Weekly News. I will see you next week, but Becker won't.
I'm terrified. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. See you next week.